Hello, 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 and welcome to Tuck's Take, a special edition. It's baseball preview with my man, Nucci from Staten Island. You need pizza, you need baseball. He is your guy. There is no doubt about it. Diehard Yankee fan, and I go to him each and every year to talk baseball. He has made me a lot of money over the last few years, and hopefully he can make you some money too. Let's get into the National League.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it for sure. The Atlanta Braves, National League East.
Yeah.
Man, where did the Braves come from, right? I mean, just crazy. 88 wins last year, 88 and 73. They win the division, a disappointing National League East. They've had some losses, though, in the offseason.
Sure.
How does that affect this team, and where are we at with them?
I mean, their biggest loss really is just Freddie Freeman, and they replaced
just Freddie Freeman.
Don't get me wrong, Freddie Freeman's phenomenal, but they brought in Matt Olson, who is phenomenal in his own right. He's going to hit 40 home runs, 100 RBIs. They re-signed a lot of their their outfielders to kind of pair with Ronald Acuna, who's back now. He'll be back by May. And the Braves can pitch. They brought in Kenley Jansen to close. So I think the NL East is going to be maybe a bigger bloodbath than the AL East. So this is a tough division, but I think the Braves win about 91, 92 games.
Well, you are right where the market is, because the total is at 91.5. So I'm assuming no bet here. This is a one-star, maybe
one
under.
Star under, and that's only because I think they're going to beat the crap out of each other in the NL East.
Yep. Let's turn to. Oh, hey, look at this. How convenient. That's right. The Philadelphia Phillies. Listen. I come dressed.
How does a Met fan wear a Phillies jersey to a podcast? I'm trying to figure that out.
Hey man, I try to represent. I'm representing everybody. Okay, I got Kansas City here. We got the Mets.
Oh my
we're rolling,
right,
man. Okay.
Well,
let's talk about these Phillies.
Sure. Phillies their lineup is loaded. They brought in Nick Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber, two of the biggest bats on the free agent market, to pair with Bryce Harper and Rhys Hoskins. Their pitching is not great, but decent. Their bullpen's a little weak. So they're going to be trying to just bludgeon the other teams into submission. I think they will more often than not, but I think they finished third behind the Mets and Braves.
Well, they were basically a 500 team last year, 82 and 80. The market thinks they're going to improve a little bit up to 84.5. Looks like it's leaning toward 85. So if you like the under on this, you might wait a second or two and get the under.
Actually, what I would do is I would lock in that over now. I do think the Phillies win about 87, 88 games. It's going to be close, but I'm 4 stars in the over here because I think that team is going to win a lot of games, beating up on the Nationals, maybe the Marlins, some of the teams in the Central and West. So I would try to lock in that over. Like I said, I think they're right around 88 to 89 wins. I'm about 4 stars.
I mean, math-wise, we're tied here because you got the Phillies in third place with 88 wins. You got the Atlanta Braves getting like 92 wins.
Yep.
And then now we're going to turn to the New York Mets. Okay.
Right.
New York Mets. I believe their total is 91.5. Last I checked, I will double check on that. Tell us about this Mets team. They've made some pickups in the offseason as well.
I mean, I don't know if you want to call them the Mets or the new Yankees, because with Steve Cohen, there's $300 million. They're blowing out the competition with throwing money at everybody.
Sounds like somebody is jealous.
No, I actually like the moves. I love bringing in.
By the way, their total has moved down to 90.5.
Yeah, we're going to jump on the over here, but I love the acquisitions of Marte, Marquena, obviously Max Scherzer. The only thing that's going to derail the Mets is if their guys aren't healthy. If DeGrom and Scherzer get hurt, they're dead. But you hope that they don't. I think the Mets win 95, 96 games. I think they win that division. Braves second, Phillies third. They all three probably will make the playoffs, but we're looking at the over with the Mets, 4 stars.
Okay, wow, over 4 stars, and if you like the over and you're with Nucci on this, you can jump on it right now. The over is moved down to 90.5, and it's actually leaning even under that.
Yeah, I love that.
It might go down. It might go down to 90.
If that happens, well, it can't go to 90. It have to go to 89.5. I don't think you can have an under as an even number there, because they could win 90 games.
Well, then it would be a draw. It's a very simple thing, man.
I just
you stick to the baseball part of this, okay? You just think. I mean, that's why. Listen, you're not here. You're here for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. Baseball.
All right.
And listen, eye candy. Okay, people like to look at you. That's all it is.
That's
okay.
All right.
Let's move on to the Miami Marlins.
Sure.
Who are they at all relevant anymore? What is going on
Yeah,
with
they
this team?
actually are now. Dirk Jeter, their former owner slash face of the franchise, kind of left in a dispute because he wanted them to spend more money. And a lot of people thought the Marlins were pretty much dead, but they look great in the spring, and they have a lot of young
You
players.
told me spring training means nothing.
It doesn't, but I'm not saying they're winning games. I'm saying their hitters are hitting the ball hard. Their pitchers are throwing with velocity. They're not great, but they're gonna be tough. They're not gonna be pushovers like, say, the Nationals or the Pirates or the Reds.
Their total 75.5 in a tough NL East. Where are we at in them?
Yeah, we're not going to bet that. It's the under with 1 star. It's a tough call because they do have some decent young players. Their pitching is tremendous. I just don't think they can hang with the top 3 teams.
Okay, well, if you don't think they can hang, then I'm going to go on a limb and say you don't think the Washington Nationals can hang either. The Nationals 65-97 last year.
Yeah.
Talk about a team. The fall from grace has been hard and long, and the market thinks they're going to get a little bit better this year. So their total is at 71.5.
We're all over this. 5 stars on the under. The Nationals are terrible. They have Juan Soto. He's potentially one of the best players in baseball, and he's healthy, but they can't pitch. They can't hit around him. He's going to walk unless he swings at bad pitches. He's going to walk 100 times because they're not going to throw to him. He has no protection in the lineup. This bullpen is atrocious. In fact, I think that you could probably try out and make it as a long reliever there, mop-up man. So I'm just.
It feels like a dig against me. I mean, listen. My 4-year-old is playing t-ball. I throw the ball with him. My 8-year-old is playing baseball. Yeah. I still got an arm. Okay.
All right. Well, then the Nationals rather might need you because they've got no one else.
So we are 5-star backing up the truck.
The under on the Marlins.
Under
on the Nationals.
71.5.
Yeah, they're going to win 60 games, 65 games at most. So we like the under there.
Okay. National League, by the way, you say the National League East, you say you like the Mets. You can get a nice price on them right now. The Braves are the favorite at plus 130. Yeah. The Mets are plus 135. So we are on the Mets in that one, huh?
We are.
Okay, let's move on to the National League Central, the team that made us some money last year. We were on the over on the Milwaukee Brewers. They performed. They pitched well. They finished the season 95-67. I mean, their total last year was like 82.5. That was one of our best bets of the year. We just absolutely crushed that one. You're right. Murdered it, I like to say. The Milwaukee Brewers, by the way. So where are we this year? Are they going to be good again?
Yeah, they are. The thing about the Brewers, they didn't do anything in the offseason, and a lot of times that's viewed as a negative, but they didn't lose anybody either. So they're nobody significant, really. So they're returning the same team, basically, that won 95 last year. As long as their pitching stays healthy, I don't see any reason why they won't win 93 to 95 games this year.
Well, the market thinks that last year might have been a bit of mirage. So they moved the total up from 82.5, where we bet on it last year, up to 90.5. Right. So they sort of believe last year, but not fully in. Where are you on this? Over, under 90.5?
I'm the over. Like I said, I think the Brewers will win 93 to 95 games. But the one thing that makes me a little shy on the Brewers is their overall hitting could be weak. I still think they're pitched their way to 93 to 95.
Are we betting it?
3 stars on the over.
3 stars on the over. So we're going to bet it, but maybe a half a unit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm okay on that one. The St. Louis Cardinals, the only team that we lost money on, as you said, they won 442 games straight.
Brutal.
And by the way, that was a lock for that. Like going into August, it was like, oh, this is a lock. We can't lose the Cardinals bet, but they just did not lose.
They didn't lose
at the end of the year, and that was our one loss of the season. They finished the season 90-72. Are we going back to that well, or are we going to avoid this? The total on them this year is 86.5. By the way, I think that was a total last year.
I think it was. And the Cardinals really didn't get that much better. They didn't really get that much worse. They brought in a couple of role players like Steven Matz and Corey Dickerson. They got a couple of young players coming up. I think they win 85, 86 games. So gun to my head, I'm going to say the over with a star, but I stay away from them this year.
I'm going under. You know what? This is a 500 team. I don't think they're going to win 24 straight again. So I'm going under, but I'm also no conviction. I'm certainly not going to bet against you. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm smart enough not to do that. Okay. Cincinnati Reds were slightly above 500, but they have been in the news this offseason.
Yeah.
Where are we on the Cincinnati Reds, my man?
So one of the reasons we're not touching the Cardinals, they got 57 games against the Reds, Pirates, and Cubs. The Reds are garbage, intentional garbage, because they just got rid of it. They were a decent team and got rid of everybody.
Their total,
So
by the way, is 74.5. So I
we
mean, the
love
market,
it. We love the under here. We
love
love
it.
the under. Five
Wow.
stars. 5 stars.
Five
on the
stars.
under.
We're backing up the truck on the Cincinnati Reds under 74.5.
Yeah, this team is terrible. Vado's another year older. Mustak's another year older. They do have the rookie of the year in Jonathan India, but beyond that, not much hitting. They've got Luis Castillo and Tyler Mahle, but they're looking to move both those guys. And beyond that, they don't have any pitching. Their bullpen is a disaster area. So we are loving.
Did they sign Ken Griffey Jr.?
No, but they're still paying Ken Griffey Jr. He's actually the sixth highest paid player on their payroll right now.
Okay.
As of today,
I mean, listen, the Mets are still paying Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah, but Bobby Bonilla would be last on the Mets payroll, whereas Ken Griffey Jr. is sixth out of all the players on the Reds.
Bobby Bonilla Day is one of my favorite things in all of sports. It just makes me happy. Every year, it makes me happy that they did that. Chicago Cubs, the Cubbies. We've got one really good team in Chicago. Are we going to have two?
No, the Cubs are terrible. They're also in a rebuild mode. They've dumped everyone. They did make a couple of free agent moves. They brought in Marcus Stroman from the Mets. He's okay. They brought in David Robertson, who was hurt last year, for the bullpen. And the biggest move they made was picked up outfielder Saya Suzuki from Japan. He's not Shohei Ohtani. He's not going to pitch. He'll put up decent numbers, 250, 20 homers, maybe 15 steals. Their up the middle defense is going to be good with Madrigal, Simmons, and Suzuki, but they're talk about trading their starting catcher Wilson Contreras. They're just looking to dump their salary.
Okay, so total 73.5.
We like the under a lot here. I think they win about 66, 67 games. We're going to give it 4 stars in the under.
Oh, there you go. Pittsburgh Pirates is another team that we've made money on betting the under. Their ineptitude has fattened our wallets, which is always good news. They were 61 and 101 last year. The year before that, in the shortened season, we had them on the under, and they were so woefully inept that season that I think we locked up the under with like 30 games left. It was just laughable how bad they
won
were.
like 19, 18 games that year.
Yeah, it was just terrible. So by the way, their run differential last year, minus 224.
Yeah, it won't be much.
By the way, so we're under, before we go on, we're under on the Chicago Cubs, 4 stars. Pittsburgh Pirates.
The Pirates are awful. They are the new Orioles, in my opinion, for us, at least for you and me. I think their under is super low, and I'm still taking it.
62.5.
Yeah, I mean, it's always scary to take an under at that because they got to lose 100 games, but I'm 5 stars. I think they lose 105 to 107 games. They can't pitch. They have no pitching whatsoever. I could give you the names. It won't matter. They have no pitching.
I kind of, you know what I will take? I'll tell you something. I feel like it's almost like going to Vegas and you're betting on the crap that don't come line. Yeah. And for me, I really like betting unders. It just gives me more joy to watch teams lose.
The only thing that Pirates fans get excited about, and we'll talk about later, is they potentially could have the rookie of the year. But even their best player, their outfielder, Brian Reynolds, they're looking to trade him. They literally can't do anything. They can't hit. They can't pitch. There's no bullpen there. I mean, maybe this one kid, David Bednar, is decent out of the pen. But beyond that, this team is awful.
The National League Central, the Milwaukee Brewers, your favorite to win that, are minus 150. Not sure there's enough value there to go after them. They're like, I mean, maybe 1 or 2 injuries away, and the Cardinals could kind of sneak in, right? Yeah. The problem is, though, the one thing that is good about that is it really is just a 2-team race. I mean, with the Reds mailing it in, the Cubs and the Pirates being so bad, you look at the Cardinals and the Brewers.
It's a 50-50 shot. I think the Brewers are slightly better than the Cardinals. I think the Brewers win that division. They're my pick to win it. A couple of injuries happen. They might be a team. You look at the Cardinals and see how they're playing and see if you can get a bet on them in like May or June if the Brewers are struggling. But beyond that, I would take the Brewers or just not bet it.